I
Those
hate
two
and
things-
love you all.
Those two things may not go together, but they might. Who knows? Also, I have the urge to get an ice pack and put it in my pillow and put it under my butt.
Hey, that's a good way to
not
do
the
it.
first time. That's not the first time I've heard that.
Listen, it hurts to sit down and imagine what that's like sitting on my bed, or sitting in a chair, or sitting on the toilet,
Yeah.
or sitting in my car and driving, for that matter.
You know, the other side to like the toilet one at least is like when you go to the gym and you're doing like leg day and doing squats. You never quite realize just how far down it is to go to the toilet, or how difficult it is to stand back up, or walk down the stairs out of the gym, where there's like about 30 stairs.
Why does your butt hurt?
I fell down my stairs and landed
Wink,
on my
wink.
ass.
That's for a butt to hurt.
Hmm? You cut out, so I didn't even hear you.
I said that's a valid reason for a butt to hurt.
Indeed, it is. Oh, God. So apparently that monster didn't actually have enough caffeine. I'm so fucking tired. Yeah.
Just get the infinity monster.
Nah, I'm just gonna
No.
eat some I'm just gonna eat. I'm just gonna
send
eat
you a
some
thing,
coffee.
give me a second.
I'm gonna eat
No,
some
I'm gonna
Jack.
send you. I'm gonna send you a thing, Knight.
I was just saying, no, Jack, we can't have Kyle get the Infinity Monsters.
Exactly.
I need to eat some coffee grounds. That's what I need.
That is what I'm talking about, Knight.
So why?
Why
Like,
not?
what? Because
Why? But why not?
you might.
Right?
No,
Like, I genuinely want to know what that tastes like. I genuinely do.
Like
Was
that.
this sent
Yeah,
somewhere?
honest. Hang on, I'll send it to you, Ash, and I'll send it to Danny.
You could just post it in the server.
Yeah, fair, but it's already done.
Yeah.
I mean, see, you say that, but that literally looks like the amount of, like, I drink about 6 of that size energy drinks a day, so I'd be fine.
That is a dangerous amount.
I mean, I've cut it back substantially.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is a
that's
dangerous
not
amount.
a good amount of
Yeah.
monster to drink in one day, but not an unfeasible amount, I say, as someone who has 4 monsters next to me.
Exactly.
I do apologize if my fan gets picked up on the stream. It's too warm to not have the fan going, and unfortunately I don't have air conditioning in my home, so if y'all hear the fan, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all good.
Okay, but should we do our normal player introductions, or should we just hop right back into the madness?
Player introductions. Do it.
Alright then. And alphabetical as always. So hello everybody, I'm Danny Boop. If I don't sound as enthusiastic as I usually do, it's because I have a cold. And there has been some, real life stuff going on behind the scenes that I'm not going to discuss on stream. So that's been affecting things, but that you're all not here to hear that. You want to know who I play. And I play Nikki, the Small White Owl Kinku Monk. And hopefully I can still do her voice just fine while having a cold.
Sounds exactly the same.
Yay.
It sounds wonderful.
So, next up then.
Wait, shit, who's that?
Hello, I am... How dare you, Jack?
Sorry.
Hello, I am Ash or Jim. Work. I don't care at this point. I'll continue to reinstate that fact. I play Annabelle, the human artificer, who is gonna have to face the ramifications of her actions, probably, but at the same time, does not believe she did anything wrong.
Just because you believe you didn't do something wrong doesn't mean you're actually correct.
I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same token, eh.
We shall see what happens.
I'm gonna get arrested and probably put on trial and killed. No,
I just
only joking.
realized while we're doing this, keep going. I actually have to grab my dice because I haven't had to use them for a while. So one sec, keep doing your things.
We'll get
My God.
I'll get to play my lunatic cleric if you kill Annabelle, so it'll be interesting.
I mean, I've been looking. If Oleg dies, I've been looking for a chance to play Loxodon Prince named Baba.
I just want to play
I
the
love it.
creepiest. I just want to play the creepiest, like straight up looks like a porcelain doll, like porcelain ball joint doll cleric. That I don't even necessarily know if they would talk.
Mm. But yeah, I'm Jack, and I play Oleg, the half-elven battlemaster, who currently is watching one person wake up, another person sort of bleed out on the ground. Yay!
I don't know if you could describe what Tassus is doing as bleeding out.
I mean, it's kind of like blood.
It's like frothing and boiling.
I've seen
What now?
blood do. I've seen blood do that.
What's going on?
It's a thing.
What's happening?
Nothing.
Why are you talking about blood? What's going on? Why is it not being given to the gods? Ow!
I introduced
Small.
I introduced Oleg and said he was looking at one person waking up and another person bleeding out.
Yeah. But that's your life usually, isn't it?
I feel called out as Oleg.
Listen,
Alright.
maybe. We'll see.
Hey, I'm Swell, and I play Thorim, the dwarven root fighter. And he doesn't know what the fuck to do.
Has been an eventful day for Torgrim.
Yeah, he is not used to dealing with seizures.
I'm not looking at the order of people in the call, so I imagine the silence
It
means
would
I'm
be
next.
you.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's only 4 players today, and you are the DM.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I am.
It's typically
Hi.
me, and then it's you.
Hi, folks. I'm Night Hunter. I'm the disaster tour guide for this little adventure. Yeah. I'm the one who makes horrible and depressing backstories for characters and NPCs, and then make these people hate me for it because it slowly kills them internally and maybe sometimes externally.
Mostly externally.
Mostly externally, yes, like the bullets that are currently inside of your chests and such.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not you, everyone else.
I have shards of ice embedded in my chest.
Yes, you do. You don't have bullets, though. That's the 2 NPCs that are currently on. Yeah. Anywho. Shall we?
Let's.
Recap us.
Very well, then. Last time we left the party, they had been informed that Annabelle had put the prince to sleep and was keeping him in her room in some sort of very strange and precarious position. After everyone reconvened, it was revealed that she was going to take a little trip into the prince's mind with the aid of the very strange tiefling thing person known as Tacitus. After the two of them had entered into the prince's mind, the remainder of the party stood watch to make sure nothing occurred. After a little while, they were assaulted by a multitude of assassins, two of which made a large hole in the wall that they were hiding behind in the other room, rushed into the room where everyone was staying, and shot both Tacitus as well as the prince. After the party dispatched them, they began to just sit and recollect once all the assassins had been killed, and wait. Meanwhile, Annabelle was traveling through the mind and memories of the dear prince, seeing what his early stages of life were like, being introduced to the different people who were once close to him, and learning a few disturbing truths about him and his past. And upon the last memory being revealed, Tacitus woke Annabelle up, and as it stands now, Annabelle has just woken up. The prince is still passed out with a hole in his chest, and Tacitus is currently having a seizure with black ichor coming out of his chest wound as well as his mouth.
I'm getting to it.
I mean, I was gonna have a, try to bomb a potion of healing into his mouth.
At this point, just pour it into the wound. It'll get
I-
in the right place. Tacitus is an amorphous creature.
I would like to point out you would be, if you try to pour it into his mouth, you are attempting to pour a liquid down the throat of someone who is having a seizure.
Yeah, generally not a good.
Okay, that is a good point, yeah.
I'm going to take one of the previous leather belts that no one questioned before, just the question straight jacket that I had on the prince, and get that in Tacitus' mouth so he doesn't bite anything. Though honestly, with Tacitus, he's probably going to eat the leather belt. It's just, this is what you do with people having a seizure.
Alright, roll a medicine check.
Alright then. Which this has been...
What was that?
Sorry,
Jem,
Oh,
that was me.
if you said something, I didn't hear you.
Can you guys hear me
He's
now?
dropped.
Alright then. I was saying that we had to fix things in my character sheet because for some reason Annabelle had lost her medicine proficiency before. The thing that had me so confused last game.
As you go to put the belt into Tacitus's mouth, as soon as the leather connects with that ichor that is in his mouth, the belt begins to dissolve.
Alright, that's not gonna work.
And now
Where's
you
my
are down a
bag?
belt. You are now down a belt, by the way.
It was made with magic anyways, so
Ah, very well then.
it was something
Still.
that I had summoned up with the greater prestidigitation. Actually, I can just... Nah, if it just dissolved, I don't want to keep shoving things in there. It's not going to serve any purpose. Just
How does the prince look currently while Annabelle is losing belts?
You can also make a medicine check.
Oh
meanwhile,
god.
Annabelle's calling out, like, "Where's my bag?"
Oh fuck. He's not good at medicine.
Oh, like,
He's
don't
good at
stick your
putting
finger in
things
there.
People. He's good at
It
putting
looks-
holes in people.
Okay, so good news and bad news. One,
Oh
it
god.
looks like the bleeding is starting to stop. Two, he's not breathing
Okay.
at all.
Can I try to? Oh, okay. That makes things difficult because it might go down into his lungs instead.
Oh shit!
You know what?
Where's my
Fuck.
bag?
You
I
know,
think
instead
I
of
think
putting it
he
into
has it.
Tacitus, I'm gonna try to put Potion of Healing into the Prince because I am not a grave cleric, so I can't just like immediately get him up.
Oh yeah, I'll
Okay,
help this.
so you're going to pour a potion of healing down his throat.
Yes, I
Actually-
understand that it could possibly end up in his lungs.
Actually, I have a better
but
thing. I have a better
what?
thing. Annabelle's gonna stop you.
Okay.
She's going to stop you from doing that, and then rip her glove off and put her hand with the mark on it, on his chest, and cast Cure Wounds through the mark, i.e., her magic focus. Because Annabelle has magic now.
Beautiful.
Well, that's interesting.
I need to make a roll.
Oh god.
Because you're casting. Okay.
It's not,
Oh,
not
boy.
pouring liquid in his chest. This is magical healing.
I'm not like pouring anything down his throat now. Just like
So. Okay. So as you touch his chest, the spell goes. The wound does not seal. I would like you to make an Arcana check,
oh god.
please.
I already know. He's either already dead, or I'm gonna have to get my fingers in there and take that bullet out.
I don't think that's
I
it.
can't roll well today. Stop making me
There-
roll, Night Hunter.
There, from what you understand, there is something that is stopping potions and magic from healing this person. That is nullifying it completely.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Approximately how far away would we be from the palace?
Memory serves me correct, given the given this location. That's probably about a couple miles.
Fuck.
Do
I mean,
have any...
it does take you a bit to walk from the palace to here.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember how far away we were.
Do I have any
Okay, there goes that
inclination
idea.
that what's causing this is the bullet?
Uh,
Alright, I didn't remember if she did not.
no, you don't, because you don't know what hit the prince. No one has told you that he's been shot. You just see a hole in his chest, as well as Tacitus.
Miki said so
Approximately.
last time that we were playing.
Oh, that he had been shot?
Yeah,
Okay. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has
Okay,
been a while.
approximately where in his chest would that wound be?
You could surmise then that it is possibly the bullet. That is where the heart is. Both
Oh.
of them have been shot where the heart is.
I honestly don't think Tacitus has a heart, to be honest. He seems to be made of
Ow.
goo. I have seen Tacitus himself and be a skeleton, so I don't assume he has a heart. No, that's not like a root thing. I mean, like, he doesn't have a literal physical heart in my mind.
Yeah, I know.
At least not at this stage. Maybe at one point.
Actually, hang on. I
want to try something. It's gonna be really gross, and something that she did last game.
hang on. Okay, no, I'm probably gonna have to make 2 rolls. Would I be able to roll to find out if what's happening to Tacitus and or the prince is a result of some sort of poison?
That would be a medicine check.
Okay, because I have an idea.
So how exactly are you going to try and discern if it's poison or not? How exactly
Okay, so like I'm assuming I can see the giant hole in the prince's chest.
Yes, you can
Is
very
this-
much see the hole in their chest.
Is there some sort? I'd be able to see if there was some sort of like discoloration to the wound, or like a particular smell, or something like that that would like give off that it's some sort of poison that's affecting him.
Where
Like,
the
could there
wound is,
possibly be a residue on the wound, something like that?
where the wound is, instead of blood, it is black ichor, and it's the wound itself smells essentially like rot, even though they've only been shot for a little while, and
Okay.
it's not. Yeah.
Because I have 3 yellow toadstools.
I have 21 of those. All right.
Yeah. Look, I'm saying that because I know
Yeah.
what's in my inventory. I don't
Yeah.
know what's in yours.
I have a lot of crap.
Yeah.
It's
So
weird.
if I was to like, I don't know, try to like break it into bits and like shove it down into his stomach, somehow force him to chew.
Intelligence check, please.
Okay. Because apparently that ends the effects of poisons and potions.
Yes, it does also stop the effects of potions we've gone over before.
Yeah. Fuck.
You get the sense that with what Annabelle has tried, also the fact that people have been shoving potions down these people's down the throats of these two, it might or might not work, because anything that
what?
has been used to try and restore these two has failed, and that may or may
Okay,
not also.
because I'm currently not looking to restore them. I'm looking to end the effects of a poison. So I'm going to try.
Um,
Because at this point it's that, or watch them bleed out, and I'm not entirely certain there's a grave cleric anywhere nearby that can help us, or any sort of cleric. No offense, Annabelle.
I'm not a
Let's see.
cleric.
Who has what for passive perceptions, please?
13.
I have a passive perception of 17.
14.
Ouch.
12.
Okay. Annabelle hears this. You hear footsteps coming from outside up the stairs. Coming up the stairs outside of your room.
Armored
tell us?
footsteps or leather footsteps?
You can't tell, but they are making their way towards your door.
Do you tell us?
We're about to have company. I don't know who.
Where the fuck is he?
His swords are in his hand.
Where the hell is he?
Oh
Alec is in front of the door with his swords in his hands.
The door's broken, and the door is being opened, and you are being pushed out of the way.
No. This
God,
person's
my
not
brain-
getting in because Olak has no idea who the
it's-
fuck this is.
You
There is
feel
a
metal
sword blade
gaunt-
in this person.
You
My-
feel metal gauntlets on your shoulder.
My brain
And they're
is blanking
squeezing.
so hard on this character's name. What was this character's name?
You're gonna have to remember.
I remember.
I remember who it is.
Annabelle would remember. I just don't. Someone else tell me.
Where
Okay.
is he?
He's in here. Get in here.
Oleg has now been pushed out of the way, and now you see a very
Steps to the side.
angry, very angry Ultreus standing in the door, looking at the holes in their chests and looking at all of you, as well as the corpses on the ground.
Thank you.
Either heal them or don't.
I mean,
He looks at you.
first tip: magical healing's not going to work. We have to deal with the poison that's hit them right now.
He walks over, crouches down next to the prince, takes his hand, gauntlet still on, by the way, and shoves it into the wound.
I'm not surprised you're doing this.
And you hear a very loud scraping, and you see him, and he's having trouble with this, pulling the bullet out of the prince's chest.
You know, I was going to do something that was probably going to be a lot easier than that, but okay.
As he
Okay.
pulls it out, you see this thing is spiked. And you see stuff
Oh.
leaking out of the tips of the spikes.
How the did that get fired out of a gun?
And he drops it on the ground. And he goes over to Tacit.
Where
Yeah,
exactly
Tacit.
does he drop it on the ground?
Right next to his feet.
Okay, when he goes over to Tacitus, Oleg's gonna go over, sheath one of his swords, and like grab some cloth out of his pocket and pick up that bullet.
Okay.
As soon as he does that, by the way, Annabelle's going to immediately cure wounds on the prince again.
The wound begins to heal.
I'm guessing he probably cast Cure Wounds while he was in there, then? Or
No,
the
he
prince is
didn't.
just naturally needing him.
No, he's talking about you casting.
Yeah,
I think.
the
Okay.
wound, now that you've casted it with the bullet out, the wound begins to heal.
Oh, hey, it's even better this time.
12 points.
That's literally the max I could heal with Cure Wounds.
And then
That's
he
a good
goes
amount.
over to Tacitus, who has now stopped moving. Kind of checks his neck and everything. He stands up. He looks around all of you. Are any of you still currently hurt, or have you all healed up? I believe you all healed up. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, Alex
I-
healed anyway.
I will be honest, Annabelle is still very hurt, but not drawing any attention to it. And she's also currently completely covered on her body where she would be hurt.
Yeah, Pilgrim's at 22 out of 45 HP right now.
Mickey?
Oleg bombed one.
Mickey's
He got himself back
fine.
to full.
Okay.
Plus second wind is useful.
Alright, you both get 12 points of HP back.
Oh, sweet.
As he just taps you both on your heads.
Yeah, Torgrim will just mutter under his breath, just thank you.
If anyone would like to make an insight check, let me do so.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. 23 for Miki.
18 for Annabelle.
Oleg and Torgrim, you two just think he's looking around at the cottage. Mickey and Annabelle, you notice he's looking at all the bodies and at you four. And it looks like he's looking for one more body.
One of them got away.
Or the unicorn might have killed it. We don't know.
What? A unicorn?
Yeah,
I
ditto.
was-
What the fuck? What now? Oh,
Oleg just points at Miki. Ask her.
looks down at the bird.
I
Excuse me.
drank a blight bone potion, and apparently a unicorn showed up.
Oh.
What? Yeah.
Ultreus, it's a potion that causes wild magic to happen. Wild magic does fucky things.
Yes, I know. It made me bald for a day.
That's... Does Ultreus... I don't know why, but for some reason in my head, Ultreus hasn't even had hair this whole time.
Ultreus has
why.
had hair this entire time.
And Oleg just a bit of shit looks at him and goes, well, it'd be a better look for you.
Oleg, don't be a dick. Ultreus, you look great. How's Tacitus? Your reaction is not giving me a favorable outcome to that question.
Looks at the body. Palace. 1 hour. If you're not there, I hunt you down. You understand me? And he looks at all of you.
Don't really have an option.
Well, we might as well start walking now.
And then he picks up both the prince as well as Tacitus and puts them on his shoulders and carries them out.
Is he alive?
No response.
I mean, you think Annabelle's going to not let him get away. She's running after him. She
I'm
knows
just
she's
waiting for him to,
responsible
like,
this.
kick her in the face.
He's not saying anything.
I know, she's just keeping along with him. She knows who's responsible for this.
Is anyone else running along, or are you...
Yeah. Torgrim's having flashbacks of when Mom yelled at him, and he's kind of flustered and just, like, embarrassedly obediently just moving along, like, scary.
Miki's just going towards the palace like she was told to.
We'll all be doing
Well,
the same.
yeah. Oleg basically would have just turned and started walking when he's like palace 1 hour because he's like, oh, I'll take us while I get there.
Okay. As you all make your way out of the tavern, you see that there are guards keeping people back. As you leave the tavern, there's a
What
good
is
30.
Sorry, before we leave, because I want to know what it looks like downstairs after the explodey rock and the unicorn.
Well,
Is there like bottles everywhere?
there's glass everywhere. There are also broken bits of wood from the actual bar, as well as a couple bits on the floor. Um, there are no bodies. There's blood, no bodies.
Okay.
There's also some unicorn droppings.
Just rainbow poop.
Kinda, yeah. It does not smell. It does not smell any better.
I want that.
It does
Oh,
not
okay.
smell any better. There's also a large hole in the door.
Okay, cool. Oh, sorry,
Wonderful.
I just wanted to know what it looked like down there after like flashbang and yeah.
Annabelle just gets down there as she's running through the. Just what the f happened here?
Oh, like points at Mickey again because it's hilarious to him. It's fucking hilarious that such a tiny bird made such a large mess.
Everything that happened down there is because of Tiny Bird.
Miki's not
He's
speaking at
honestly
that.
trying
She's
not to
just.
laugh.
Miki's just hiding in her hood, like she's actually embarrassed and
Like,
ashamed.
You're all like chuckling at it, and then he pats her on the head like it's okay, it's funny. See, none of them died. It's fine.
She's just quiet.
Yeah.
Altruis is just still walking.
I'm debating on how big of a dick I would like to be. What does Ultreus look like from behind?
What do you mean by that?
Like
Like what?
body shape wise?
Tall, slender, longer hair. It comes down to about past his shoulders.
Okay.
Stark
So
white.
sort of,
Okay,
so like sort of same sort of body shape as Oleg then?
kinda.
Okay.
His body shape is a little bit more built,
Okay.
given
Right.
what he does and what he is.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Because at that point, just as Oleg's walking along. He's not trying to hide it.
He doesn't seem to pay you any mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As they're walking along, Oleg's also going to want to look at the spiky ball with stuff leaking out of it, which incidentally is also exactly what I have it written down in my character sheet as. What's
Okay.
leaking? Is it just a black fluid leaking out of it? Because like he's got it in some rags because he's like, okay, this thing is dangerous.
After you have pulled it out, after you put it in the rag,
Mhm.
the rag has, just by its nature, soaked up some of the blood and ichor from it. You notice
Okay.
that it is the ball itself, the bullet that was fired itself is about the size of a. You don't have. Do you have quarters?
Size of a
Like
what, sorry?
roughly. Do you know how big a U.S. quarter is roughly?
Yeah, they're
I-
about, yeah, vaguely. Yeah, it's about the size
Okay.
of a 20-cent coin or a
Yeah.
50-cent coin.
Yeah, think that size. Normally you would see those smooth as normal, but these ones, the points look to be about ½ to a quarter inch. The half-inch ones are black, like obsidian black. The 1/4-inch ones are a white color. Two
Okay.
different colors.
Yeah,
on
two
the
different
bolts.
types of spikes, correct? Like I've got that written down, right? I didn't like.
Correct.
Okay, and which ones are the ones leaking the fluid?
The 1/2-inch ones, the black, the
The
obsidian color.
black one. Okay.
Yes.
And the white ones are just bigger and could logically be assumed to be like the actual anchors.
Potentially.
Is that correct? Okay.
Potentially.
And the color of the ball itself, is it the same as the black spikes or as the white spikes?
It's just a color of iron, a grayish iron color.
Okay. Can I make an investigation check to see how those spikes are attached? Assuming they're attached somehow, they just grow out of it, given that the ball is an iron color and these two are like two completely different colors. Or would I perhaps be better off going and speaking to our friendly neighborhood claptrap?
I would say if you're wanting to make it, you have to make it with disadvantage. One, because guns are fairly
Yeah.
new to you, and two, because you're
Yeah.
walking along trying to study an item.
Yeah, that's fair.
For those who have been holding on to something while walking to a specific destination, kind of hard to focus on the two and
It
be
is, yeah.
specific.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you're looking at a book. Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
So I
just
would
as
say
like a general curiosity thing, he probably would.
you could try to.
Fuck!
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's I actually think this is funny. I do.
You're not sure. There's a
Okay.
good chance these were put on afterwards as an afterthought, but given the way it looks, it doesn't look like there are any like weld marks
Okay.
or anything that it can screw into. You're not sure.
Okay, final question, because I know everyone else is probably getting frustrated. What does it feel like as he's holding the rag, given that some of the ichor is soaked through? Like,
If-
specific, like, does it feel tingly, or does it feel more like, you've probably had this happen, you know, when you accidentally get, like, a little bit of, caustic on your fingers and they go smooth?
Yeah, it feels
Does it
like
feel
that.
like that?
It feels like that, but you also feel. Best way to this: have any of you ever been in a building where you shouldn't be, and you're walking around in a place you shouldn't, and you feel like you're going to get caught and in trouble?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It gives you that sense in the back of your head, like this should not
Oh,
be a thing. I should have this. Touching this is bad. Its existence is bad. The ichor on your skin feels like that same caustic smooth feel. But every time you like look at it and kind of press it against your fingers, you get that creeping feeling in you.
Okay. That's. You know the concern face?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's just gonna like, as he starts to feel that, he's just gonna be like, what the fuck is going on? And just like wrap it up and put it in a pouch on his belt.
Okay.
And just think about that for a while.
What pouch did you put it into?
Just like one sort of on the front by probably like about where like a normal pocket would be, but it's like just a pouch on his belt. Or like the entrance to a normal pocket, I mean.
Okay. If you have any items that are currently in that pocket or pouch, I need to know.
No, it's just like an empty one.
Okay. Very well.
His gold is in like a little bag in a different spot. Doesn't really have anything else. The only other thing that's on his belt is a dagger that's like strapped to the back. A fancy dagger. Oh god, you're typing something to me.
No, not to you. Someone else.
Oh god. Okay. I feel like the next time he puts his hand in there, it's going to be like the portal to some sort of eldritch monstrosity's mouth.
And now, our guest character, Mythosia. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. That is honestly the feeling I'm getting from that. It's like, oh my god, you've been talking to Myth.
Nope. So, still walking, unless anyone else is doing anything.
Unless someone wants to go sightseeing.
Altreus is not saying a word to any of you. He's just carrying the two people and walking.
Approximately right now, given everything that's happened, how far away would we be?
In the time it's taken you to just kind of begin the process of walking. Oh,
Someone's gone. Oh, they're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
yes.
All right then. You guys couldn't hear me before.
Nope.
You.
I was asking, has the Howler changed at all? Because it used its last activation charge.
Have you pulled it out yet?
Yes. Well, I haven't physically looked at it, but I mean, like, does Annabelle feel any different? Because it accidentally triggered at the end of last session.
No, not yet.
Okay, just curious. I currently have the effects of the Howler on me right now.
In the time it's taken you to begin where you were and the time it's taken you to kind of look at this, it's been about 10, 15 minutes since you guys have left.
Okay.
I mean, you can see the palace. You're still a little ways off, but you can still see the palace. It's getting bigger.
Gotcha.
Can I do one last thing, Ash? Sorry. Fuck.
Wrong game, my friend. Wrong game.
Writes it down. Writes it down.
I'm sorry. No, because I'm thinking about the yellow toadstools. So, given that by all logic they need to be activated by like your saliva or something, like when you ingest it, can, as an experiment, the dude with like the world's worst, like with only 2 intelligence to his name, as an experiment, can I like break a bit off of one of them, sort of mash it up in his mouth a bit, and like smear it over a little bit of the ichor?
Do you want to take a piece of the toadstool off, chew on it so it gets touched with the saliva, and then put it on the...
Yeah, chew on it so it gets activated, and then like smear it on a little bit of the rag that has the ichor on it to see what happens.
Okay.
Actually, I have one other question. I know you probably said it, but I forgot to write it down. Was the ball still oozing that ichor?
It has stopped. There are
Okay.
traces of it, but most of it is now on that rag you had.
Okay. He's just gonna like, it's like, you know, the when you're testing how pain looks, you do it in like an unobtrusive area.
Yeah.
Where if it's completely fucked, yeah, he's just gonna like try to do that, if that's possible.
Okay, so you pull a bit of the toadstool off, chew on it a little bit, pull it out, wipe it on there. The toadstool begins to dissolve,
Okay.
and that now smells like rot.
Oh, so it's less poison and more necrotic acid.
Yeah. Okay. And all I said, he's like, okay, good, I'm narrowing down the options. If you've ever played done a logic puzzle. Look, I do them for fun, alright?
I get you.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm your DM for another game. I know how you are.
Yeah.
Mr. Deep
I'm trying to think of how it would work for Olek, given who he is, but yeah.
So, while Oleg is doing all of this, is anyone else doing anything? Besides walking to the principal's office.
Side note: Annabelle put her glove back on.
No, not
You had to put it like that.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I heard you say.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
With my microphone cutting off earlier, I just have to make sure.
It's all good. I think Mickey's just thinking, possibly. Danny, are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I have myself muted when I'm not needing to speak on account of my fan.
You shouldn't have skipped class.
But yeah, Miki's just quietly walking along with the group to the palace because she knows she's in trouble.
I would like everyone to make a perception check, please.
God. Perception. Oh my god, I have that ticked.
Can I just use passive perception?
Say again?
Win.
Say again?
Can I use passive perception since most of Annabelle's focus is on the prince?
I would say you would still, for this, still make a perception check.
Alright.
I love how the person who should be looking for danger is the person who rolls the worst.
I rolled a 12.
Okay.
Oh, don't say shit.
Okay. From what you're seeing, everyone, and Annabelle, this is why, because you were told that, and you saw evidence that, hey, assassins tried to kill you. Kind of in your subconscious, you're all kind of looking around. You're not seeing anything, but you're just like, because currently speaking, the prince is still unconscious, being just paraded through the street.
Yeah.
So it's still a little.
I also want to point out that Oleg is a walking armory.
Yeah, that's also drawing some attention. In fact, pretty much all of you are drawing attention.
The only normal-looking person here is Annabelle, who isn't carrying any weapons and just has a side bag.
Yeah.
2 side bags. Because on
Can
one
I-
side she's got the bag of holding, the other side she's got her alchemist satchel.
Even though, like, Oleg's not seen anything, and like everyone else probably has, can Oleg move up probably... Okay, which shoulder is the prince on?
He is on the
Left or
left
right?
shoulder. Tacitus is on the right.
Okay, can Oleg move up to be probably 2 steps back and 1 step to the side on Atreus' left side?
Sure.
Just as like if someone comes to attack the prince again. Like, even though, yes, he's like still focused on the ball and stuff, like, just as well, if someone does decide to attack us again, he'll be close enough to do something about it. I would also like to say that at this point he probably would have reloaded the Bloodhunter's pistol as well.
Alright.
Which would still, given that we currently have not gone to another dawn, as far as I'm aware, would still have the enchantment on it. Unless we waited like all night for them to wake up.
No, it did take a while, but it's not nighttime. I would say probably about now it is closer toward the evening.
Okay,
However-
yeah, because I know it resets at dawn.
The sun is beginning to set. It is not like all the way down past the horizon. But it is beginning to set. It is visibly turning.
Okay. Okay, yeah. He definitely would have reloaded the Bloodhunter's pistol.
Okay.
And that would just be along with his daggers and stuff just on his chest.
Anyone else have anything?
Does not sound like it.
Very well. You begin to continue your way, and after a little while longer, you do make it to the gate. As soon as they see that Altreus has the prince over his shoulder, the guards rush forward, pull him off of the prince, and begin to bring him inside. carrying him. They bring him around the back way into the palace.
Like the tradesman's entrance.
Say again?
The tradesman's entrance, or like the worker's entrance, sort of thing, like some old school places have.
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
Are any of you diverting off, or are you sticking with Altres?
I don't feel like he'd let us divert
following.
off.
Has no particular wish to. Yeah.
Right. Proceeds up the walkway to the front doors of the actual palace, opens them up, and walks inside. The door is left slightly open for the rest of you to follow.
He still has Tacitus on his shoulder, right?
Yeah, he still has Tacitus on his shoulder.
I'm saying Tacitus still isn't breathing at all.
No. And as soon as he gets in, and as soon as all of you make it in, the door closes and locks.
Internal screaming.
And then, as he keeps walking, he hangs a right down a corridor.
Okay. Oh, like the ball is still in that same pocket.
Okay.
Like the thing is back in that little pouch, and Oleg's just ready for a fight, pretty much. She's got no idea what's going on, so just instinct is be ready for a fight, and he'd probably be sort of like, unless Torgrim wants to go to the front, Oleg would probably be out the front.
You cut out a little bit?
Oh, sorry, I said unless Torgrim wants to go to the front, Oleg could probably be out the front.
Torgrim wouldn't mind moving up to the front.
Okay.
Annabelle is following cautiously.
It's not gonna lie. Torgrim's partying and drinking in his younger days. He knows what it's like to be scolded, so it's like, I'll take the brunt of it if I have to.
You see him go. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good.
You see Altres proceed down the corridor to the 5th door on the right, and he opens it and walks in.
Okay, this corridor is completely empty except for us and
Completely empty.
Atreus.
Completely empty.
Okay, what does it look like? Like, does it look as opulent as the rest of the palace, or is this more just sort of like simple, yeah, this is just rooms sort of thing?
It looks just as nice, nicely decorated, nicely decorated and regal as the other areas. It seems that all of the wings and corridors just are decorated the same. Red wallpaper, burgundy rug going along the main walkway. There's like about 2 to 3 feet of marble stone on the outsides of the rug, just as the base flooring, and then just kind of lights, glowing stones along the walls, and just normal wooden doors.
Okay. Just trying to get a sense of where in the palace we would be. Okay. Yeah. Well, I could just... Because I'm assuming we're all together, correct? Like, no one's strung out.
I don't think so.
I mean, Annabelle has basically been staying on Altreus's tail this whole time.
Yeah.
Although she is following cautiously. Because
Okay.
she's half expecting to go around a corner to have Altreus, like, roadhouse her.
Yeah. I mean, Oleg would probably be keeping himself between Annabelle and Altres.
I mean,
More because he's slightly more able to take a hit.
Right. You were all in front of that door. Do any of you want to go inside?
yeah, we're
Fuck it,
following.
Oleg will go in.
Annabelle was following him. She never stopped following him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
look inside before going in.
Yeah, just like hand on Annabelle's shoulder. Could you just fucking hold up for a second
mean,
so we don't get
the
roundhoused?
door is slightly cracked. You can see it's some sort of chamber with a table. You see a bunch of chairs.
Listen, he's either gonna kill me or talk my ear off. I don't care which one. I have to find out what's happening. And she's just
I
gonna
would
keep
rather
going
not have to
forward.
clean up your blood. Just exasperatedly.
Well,
Okay.
she kept.
Yeah,
She
Oleg
just
will,
kept going.
if she pulls in, Oleg will be going in behind her. Just ready to, like, pull her out of the way or something.
Okay. What is the marching order?
I mean, I'm assuming Annabelle just bolted straight in, so Oleg could be right behind her.
So Annabelle and
Like I said,
Oleg.
like, if he has to, he'll, like, try to push her or pull her out of the way of a hit.
Torgrim would let Miki go ahead of him.
Miki actually wants to be at the back.
Alright.
So marching order is Annabelle, Oleg, Torgrim, and then Mickey.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
As you open the door and make your way inside, you see a large room, kind of like that same conference room. However, the chairs are there, but they are empty. But you see him. He has placed Tacitus's body on the table, and he's just standing there with his arms crossed.
Where's the prince?
He was taken to a different part of the castle.
Oh, that's right, yes. Sorry, yeah. My brain just blanked for 2 seconds.
He's just staring at all of you.
Come on, get it out. You'll feel so much better.
The door behind Mickey closes and locks.
Internally, we're fucked.
The door behind him opens.
First time, cute. Second time, irritating.
You see Mr. Applebottom walk out of that door. You see 2 sentinels flanking him.
Oh no.
He sits down closest on your left side, closest to you. The next person you see exit out of that door is Toril, who sits on the opposite side, on your right. You see the Shard Mine come out, sitting next to Mr. Applebottom.
Oleg is very ready for a fight now.
Torgrim's very nervous. He's kind of.
And lastly,
Hmm.
you see the king come out
Oh no.
and sit at the head of the table.
Mm.
Am I allowed to speak?
As you say this, the king snaps his fingers and chairs for all of you appear. Sit.
Annabelle does.
Torgrim
We need
is
to have
very
discussion.
obedient and does
Okay,
so.
when they sit down, do they get bound by anything?
Do you all sit down?
Annabelle sits down first, and we'll
Oleg's
see what
waiting
happens.
to see what happens to everyone else.
Annabelle sits down first.
Torgrim is
Nothing
very
happens.
obedient and sits down next.
It's probably gonna wait
Nothing
for us all
happens.
to sit down before it ties us up if it's going to.
Miki
Okay,
sits.
before he sits down, he's gonna take the swords and just hold the sheath in one hand and sit down.
Are you threatening me?
It's kind of difficult to sit down with these on my back.
He gestures for you to have
I
a
don't
seat.
know if you've noticed, they're kind of almost long. And he's just gonna sit down.
So, the events of the day are my son goes to meet you with one of his bodyguards, and then I don't see him for multiple hours. Then, next thing I know, there's an explosion toward our outer gate in a certain tavern that he's been seen entering. There are multiple bodies, injured civilians, My son has suffered a very grievous wound, and he gestures to Tacitus, and one of the guards that I had assigned to him is now dead. Explain. And he looks at all of you now.
It's entirely my fault, sir.
For fuck's sake.
What
No, it's
happened?
not.
It is, Oleg. Shut up.
Oleg honestly doesn't see it as being her fault. But yeah.
I, in my naivety, saw the prince in the state he has been in since we have met him, appearing on the brink of death from exhaustion, and thought in my infinite wisdom, which, while I am not the stupidest woman, it is not a great amount of wisdom, saw fit to ask him to, upon a day where he had nothing else to do, come see me, and I intended to allow him to rest. I did not know that it would cause this, and I will be honest, the situation with Tacitus is also my fault, as he presented me with a rather strange offer after permitting me to watch the prince.
Oleg just in his head is like, oh god, this sounds so creepy when you put it like that.
She's being 100% truthful.
I know she is, it's just the way it comes out.
Well,
Sorry.
it does seem curiosity has killed the cat, and he looks at Tacitus. And the Prince of the Shadowfell looks back up to you. Continue.
Tacitus presented me with the offer to, since I wanted to help the prince so earnestly, and she says that very poignantly, he presented me with the offer to understand the prince a bit better, and allowed me, while the prince was sleeping, to gaze into the prince's mind.
As you say that, you can roll an insight check.
I
If
don't
you'd
feel
like.
like I need
Just
to.
her or any others?
Anyone can.
That's 23 on an
Please.
insight check.
Please,
23
God.
as well.
If everyone gets a 20, Jesus
20.
Christ.
25.
Oh
It was
I
going
mean,
so
it makes
well.
sense for
I
me.
think
No.
Mickey's too nervous.
Mickey
Yeah.
is. If birds could sweat,
Probably should.
Miki's actually about to have a breakdown and start crying, so the nat one makes perfect sense.
that is fair.
Is Miki sitting, like, would Miki be sitting next to Oleg, or is she, like, on the opposite side?
She'd probably be sitting next to Oleg, yeah.
He'd probably just, like, put a hand on her shoulder or something.
Annabelle, Torgrim, and Oleg. As it's mentioned, as Prince's memories are mentioned, there was a look of dread, sadness, and disappointment just mixing on the king's face, and then it ceases.
Oleg's just staring straight at the king.
I was not aware of the situation that this would cause. And again, I state, in my naivety, I have caused a great issue, and I am accepting full responsibility for this fact. But that is what happened, and due to the confidentiality of the fact, I will not divulge anything for which I have seen in those visions.
How does the king look now? Does he look relieved?
He has the same steadfast expression as he had when you entered. That glimpse you saw was very brief, a couple of seconds,
Okay.
but the feelings were recognizable, to say the least.
Okay.
Simplified, that is the exact events of today. During such time that I was having said visions, I was not aware of what was happening. To be honest, I know there was a fight, as currently I'm. And she looks down on the fact that at this point, her sweater, the front of her sweater would be red,
Yeah.
as I am aware there was quite grievous injuries thrown about. She's gonna.
You can gesture to Oleg because he a few hits and then got healed.
While I'm still claiming responsibility for this fact, and the fact this combat even happened, these three would probably be able to tell you better for what actually transpired in those moments.
Looks over to the three of you.
Miki
Oh,
would
I could
actually speak
probably-
up.
Okay.
The explosion was my fault.
Annabelle grimaces visibly, realizing what that means.
No, Oleg looks at him and he's like, I highly doubt they're talking about one shiny rock. I'm pretty certain they mean the entire fucking wall that got breached right
Yeah,
next to my friend here.
Torgan would glance over at Miki and just like, no, it wasn't your fault.
The one in the
There
bottom
were
of the
peop-
tavern was.
There were two others in the room beside us. They blew the wall up.
The bottom of the tavern getting trashed was my fault, though. I thought it was a good idea to throw one of those exploding rock things down there to try to get one of the attackers.
After all that said, Oleg's gonna speak up. Just like full soldier mode and just be like, as soon as Annabelle and Tacitus entered the prince's mind, Torgrim and gestures to Torgrim. Torgrim took up a position next to them in the room. I was out in the corridor, and for the first time, he's not actually. He sort of pauses for like a quarter of a second, and then says, "And Michelle was standing at the top of the stairs from the bar. Uh, probably about a minute passed, and I was hit with a dart from the opposite end of the corridor. Michelle saw an assailant down the bottom of the stairs, which is when she deemed it a good idea necessary to delay that person, as another two had also using some sort of invisibility run up to myself and to her and started attacking. A few moments after that, the wall dividing the room the prince was in and the next room got blown up right next to Torgrim. Those two entered with pistols, shot the prince and Tacitus in the heart while I was out in the corridor fighting off one, and then fought off another one, and Michelle and Torgrim finished off the two inside. We have a suspicion that there was another one, but we're not entirely certain. And then he goes and corrects himself and says, actually, yes, there was another one. They sank through the floor to get away.
The king kind of glances about to the others in the room. They all kind of look at each other. The king looks at you. Do you have any of their weapons?
Puts out one of the broken pistols. Just
And
underarms it to it.
He catches it. Kind of looks at it.
Actually, he held onto one of the darts that they, like the lightning darts as well. Just sort of pulls that out and just sort of holds it up in two fingers.
He kind of
This was
gestures.
charged with some sort of shock.
He kind of gestures for you to give it to him.
He's gonna like slide it across the floor.
He kind of stops it with a finger and looks at it. And is this everything?
That I personally have, yes. I didn't really see any point in taking their own swords. They did appear to either be very well equipped or have some magical means of making themselves invisible. And as to the one that sank through the floor, I have no idea what the hell was going on with that one. Which, also, correct me if I'm wrong, he also looked like he was regenerating.
Slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember correctly that it was a slight amount. Nothing too...
Yeah.
Nothing, like, a lot, but
nothing.
you could see it.
Yeah, Oleg's going to mention that he was regenerating, and then, fuck, do I say this or not?
No point not
He's-
to reveal everything.
Yeah, but this is something really personal for Oleg.
Oh.
That no one else heard, because he was out there fighting the dude. If it becomes relevant later on, he'll mention it. You know what I'm talking about, not?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just mention that the dude had some sort of regenerative capacity. Again, possibly magical, something like that, because Oleg's like, yeah, it's probably some sort of enchantment. And he also has no idea how the dude managed to, like, sink through the floor, but that was a thing as well.
The king turns to Tacitus. Was there any chance of saving him? And Tacitus kind of just, or not Tacitus, Altreus, pardon me, different names that end in AS. I named my character strangely. Altreus kind of looks at the corpse. No, dead when I got there.
I'm very sorry, sir. I deemed it more appropriate to attempt to save the princess life than Tacitus.
A fair assumption, yes.
Also, to be fair, the prince's blood was not boiling on contact with air, or what I assumed to be the prince's blood.
Also, that
Or
is fair.
Tacitus's blood.
Nothing I would do would actually affect Tacitus. Anything I touched him with would dissolve.
Altreus, if you'd be so kind, did you remove the whatever's in his chest? No, sir, I haven't, if you would please. And he pulls it out again. And Oleg, you see it. You all see it. The same thing in his chest. And at the moment it is pulled out, everyone in the chamber's faces turn white.
I don't feel like an insight check needs to be made to realize that they've all seen this before.
The king looks to you for, was one of those in my son.
Yes.
You can ask your man, but yes.
How
Yes,
long
or-
was it in my son?
Oh, fuck.
How long
How
was
long-
it from the fight to when they woke up?
It was about
Yeah, how long-
45 minutes, roughly. It was a while.
It was in the middle. It was in the
Yeah, middle of the fight
middle
to
of the fight, yeah.
middle of the fight to when you woke up. Yeah, he
I mean, the fight didn't last that long, so
no, but
yeah, it's the
Sure,
No, but I
it's in
remember,
there
I
for a
remember
while.
when exactly it happened, so, yeah.
it,
Oleg could probably just sort of sit there and less than an hour, possibly 45 minutes. It happened partway through the fight.
you see the king turn to the shard mine, go. The shard mine gets up and leaves.
Magical healing did still work on the prince, so for that matter, he is not dead. But it is best to keep an eye on that. I do not know what that poison is.
We know what these are.
Do
We
I
know
use
where they came
sarcasm on
from.
a king?
Hmm?
I'm just talking to myself. Do I use sarcasm on a king? Oh, it's just gonna look at him and. Could you perhaps be a bit less specific?
We know what these are, and we know where these assassins got them. And he
Well,
looks to Annabelle. I think you know, more than likely, who gave them these.
brain is functioning. Do I know who gave them these? Do I wait? Now that I'm
Roll.
actually seeing the thing, because I didn't see
Oleg's
them
hand.
before.
Oleg's hand grips his sword sheath a bit more tightly.
Would anyone stop her if she tries to move the thing closer to her so she could see it?
The one that is on the table in front of the king?
Yeah,
Or
I
if
think.
she just
I
tries to
think
get
she
close enough to actually see what it looks like?
Um,
Because she didn't see the one that got pulled out of uh Sil- Sil- Silrin. There we go.
Shoot.
I'm not good with names. She didn't see the one that got
Atreus
pulled out of
just
Silrin,
pulled it out and dropped it on the floor.
and
Yeah.
Oleg picked it up immediately.
yeah.
Yeah, he was just like, "Ooh, this is interesting. It's a
So-
weapon."
So yeah, I'm assuming they probably stop her if she like mage hands to try to move it closer to her.
No, they don't.
Okay, so she'll mage hands to try to move it closer so she can actually see what it looks like. I guess this would be investigation or arcana.
Uh, make a make an intelligence check.
Not just a straight intelligence check.
Yep.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna report the. Never mind, it's a 21.
From what you can tell, from what has been said, and from what has been brought to light lately, you know of someone who probably has the money and the resources.
The menagerie?
To give this to someone. Do you say that out loud?
Like, I'm saying, like, to confirm with you, is that probably who would I assume it be?
No.
Don't tell me. Quick question: backstory things,
Maybe.
or is this something else?
You have to connect the dots on your own sometimes.
I know, but the thing is, I know a lot of people with money and connection to dangerous things. I am part of an alchemical guild.
It is quite literally the person you just, learned
Oh,
about.
okay. That's why they're saying. Gotcha. I'm sorry, Knight. There's a lot of information that got thrown
I
at me
I
last
understand.
session.
I understand. It has also been a while.
Yeah. Just. While I have many assumptions as to what you could be implying, sir, I will not say for the sake of the room, since it seems everyone else already knows. And she'll mage hand it back over.
Oh, I think you can say, I don't think it would be so bad. You hear a familiar voice. And from behind the king, you see someone walk out
Do I
of
see
the door.
Anduel?
You see Andwell just standing there smiling. Hello, everyone. It's good to see you all again. Oh, another one's dead.
Annabelle just is gritting her teeth.
Andwell looks to the king. Are these the replacements you've gotten? Not really doing a bang-up job, now are they? all attention in the room has just shifted to this person.
Oleg is suddenly having daydreams of pulling out the blood hunter's pistol and shooting this dude in the head.
You
'Cause
don't
he's
know
very
who that
irritating.
you don't know who this is, though. None of you do,
No,
He
except for
doesn't know.
Annabelle.
He doesn't.
None
He
of
They
doesn't
you.
know who
do
it is, but
see
this person is
Annabelle-
being irritating.
But they do see Annabelle visibly reacting to this person.
Yes.
No, Oleg is like, this person is irritating.
What do you want? The king says. I've just come to check on my little brother. Seems he's not doing too well. He's just standing there smiling. He looks at Ultras. Oh, good, you got him another pet. Wonderful.
Is that how you view people?
That's how I view mongrel dogs, yes. Is that a problem, human?
Okay, just to refresh, do I remember if I saw any inclination of Anduel? Because I actually am having trouble remembering because it's been a little while. Did he have any of the lycanthropy in the vision? Or was he just giving it out?
He was just giving it out. He was just doling it out to people.
Alright then. You seem so keen to use them for yourself.
Yes, they're dogs. Dogs have purposes, and they can die easily and be replaced.
You've never had a good dog then.
Can I roll insight on how the king and the other functionaries are reacting?
Yes, you can roll it with advantage because they're not hiding it very well.
Oh, sweet, wonderful.
I don't actually know if she's... I'm gonna roll that as well, just because
Yeah.
Annabelle's focus is centered, but she is still keeping an eye around, because... Observant!
I would like to roll as well if that would be alright.
I think we all would like to roll.
All of you can.
Okay.
You know
Oh,
what?
boy.
I'm just gonna refresh my browser.
21 this time. That's much better.
Annabelle, I mean, you can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, you can all really tell. Oleg is more so focused that this guy's getting really annoying. Why has no one stopped him yet?
Can I shoot
Because
him?
no one has moved to stop him.
Okay,
Everyone else,
so-
you notice looks of disgust, disappointment, hatred, all geared toward this person. And from the king, there is a very heavy tone of disappointment coming from him. A heavy aura.
Disappointment. Okay, I probably won't. I might need to make another roll for us on, but disappointment in himself or in this person.
In this person, specifically.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I also don't know if you heard what my last line was.
No, I didn't, sadly. Sorry.
I said, then you've obviously never had a good dog.
Ah, okay. No, I wasn't allowed to have a pet.
What a shame.
Only one of us was allowed to be oh so pampered.
I'm aware.
You know, I thought of something funny. I tore his heart out first, and then I shot him in the heart. Ha! Wonderful. It's delicious irony. Anywho, kind of looks around at all of you. He looks to the king. You're really scraping the bottom of the barrel, aren't you? I see an overgrown chicken. I see a very short and very drunken thing over there. I
I'm
see.
assuming he's talking about Torgrim?
I
Yeah.
see a half-breed, and I see a
Ooh.
human.
I mean, Oleg shrugs when he hears half-breed. That's not the worst thing he's been called.
Do you really think that's going to help in any way? And it kind of looks to all of the people in the chairs before you. You realize he's going to die, one way or another.
Better using an arrogant half-breed than a worthless piece of shit like you.
Yeah, he is gonna die. Old age gets everyone eventually.
Kind of walks forward, kind of looks at Oleg, and then down the line at the rest of you. I'm going to remember each of your faces.
Wonderful. Would you like us to sit for portraits as well?
No, I have a very good memory. Unlike someone. Anywho, I just came by because I wanted to see how everyone was doing.
And
Hmm?
I actually didn't hear what you just said.
Where did you lose me?
I heard you go doing.
Oh, he said, I just came by to see how everyone else was doing.
Up until the point you arrived, we were all actually getting along rather well.
By your own misfortunes.
Yes, Oleg is being deliberately irritating. I will just point that out.
He looks over to Torgrim. I'm surprised you haven't told. And he kind of does a little head gesture to Altris. I'm surprised you haven't told him yet.
Kind of squints, just.
Anyway,
Right,
I'd best be off.
before we... Okay, is there anything I could roll, like, during the entire time Oleg was being deliberately abrasive?
Hmm?
How did he react every time Oleg was being a deliberate asshole to him?
He did not seem to care.
Yeah, that seems like the type of person he is.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I best be off. You all have fun.
Run
Oh,
along, child.
and you might want to seal up your gate. It's not in the best condition. And he begins to just kind of turn around and walking out the back door of the room. Is anyone going to try and do anything?
Knowing
I
what
mean,
Annabelle knows, she knows that
very,
he
very
doesn't.
tempted to be an asshole to him again.
And Enduel does not view Altreus as a threat, and Altreus nearly punched her to death when he was holding back. So she knows that she can't do anything right now.
Oleg's just
Kinda.
Oleg's just the last thing from Oleg as he walks out just to see if he'll get a reaction is, yes, leave the adults to the serious things, child. Run along and play.
And he just walks out.
Did anything happen? Did his posture change? Anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
As if he didn't even hear you.
Okay, no,
sorry,
I figured.
Sorry. I don't know if it got a reaction what I said when he was still in the room with us.
Which part?
The part where I said you're just doing something to fuel a self-satisfying ego based on your own misfortune.
See, I didn't hear any of that. Your
Oh,
microphone must not be picking it up. I'm sorry.
yeah, I said that while he was looking at us.
Oh, I apologize. I did not hear that. Did anyone else hear that? It might just be my
I
end.
did hear him talking as I was saying something, so I accidentally talked over Ash, and I do apologize.
Yeah, that's why I sent the message of, "Can y'all hear me?"
Yeah,
Oh,
I
didn't.
accidentally talked over the top of you. Ping is irritating.
Oh, I didn't even see that message because my dice box is in the way of the chat area because it's rules.
Okay.
Yeah, I did hear you say it. Sorry, Ash.
It's fine. I guess he just didn't react to that.
He hasn't really been reacting to most of the things you've been saying.
Yeah,
So it would be fair to assume.
It was just because that one was more targeted, is why I was curious.
Can I ask one last question?
Yes.
Does he look like he's sober?
Say again?
Does he look sober, i.e., free of drugs and/or alcohol at this point, or does he look like he's been drinking or something?
You mean the guy who just left?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks sober.
Okay.
Interesting thing to be curious about, though I can kind of understand why.
I mean, I've been in positions where I've been too drunk, literally too drunk to care about anything that's or that anyone's saying to me.
I think he just has an air of hoity-toityness about him that makes him not care about the lesser folk.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's mostly Oleg just being like, yes, that's definitely what's going on, sort of thing in his head. It's like a logical series of, let's see what happens if I do this.
Alright, so he is gone now, though? Yes.
Yes, he is gone.
Annabelle's just gonna look at the king. Alright, I was not expecting to see him again so soon.
He's been popping in and out like that the past few months.
I see.
Is that a friend of yours? Well, I say friend.
Is that being asked of the king or Annabelle?
Either.
Annabelle's just gonna shake her head.
That would be my son. Or at least he was my son. But that was a long time ago.
Should I? He was because you cut him off?
I say was because at one point in time, he stayed within the walls of this castle. But something occurred, and let's just say he is now considered an enemy of the kingdom. And if you see him and have the ability, kill him.
Oh, trust me, sir, that's something that I have high on a list of priorities, knowing what I know. That is, of course, if I'm not being arrested and put on trial to be put to death.
We'll be getting to that in a moment.
Given, just above game for 2 seconds, given the way he just said all that, should Oleg assume that he is blood related? Like, is it fine for Oleg to assume it's blood related?
I will point out
Fuck.
that when you did see him, he looked very similar to the prince.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an older
It's
version.
just. Yeah, it was just the way the king said that. I was like, is it okay if I just assume that he's a blood relation? Because you're like, at one point he lived within these walls, which could be
Yes.
like, hey, I adopted a child.
Yes, he was.
Excommunicated son, basically.
Okay. Given that you yourself didn't strike him down, I'm assuming it's going to take a while for us to be able to do it.
He wasn't actually here.
Magical.
Probably explains why he didn't react then.
Kind of turns to Annabelle as you mutter magic, correct?
Well, I guess I also just got cut off. I said
Very
magical projections are a bitch.
I heard you say magic. I couldn't hear the rest of it. I apologize.
I admittedly said it very quietly.
And he
As
looks at
soon
you
as the whole,
with a knowing nod. Yes, they are.
as soon as Annabelle mentions something like that, Oleg's just gets a little bit of a disgusted look on his face.
Gotta admit, it makes tactical sense not to send yourself into the lion's den.
Oh, it does. I just have no particular love for magickas.
Everyone in the room looks at you.
Even Annabelle.
Everyone's just like, really?
Oleg looks at the king, like, you know who I am. So does him, and he points to Tor.
You're really going to say that out loud in front of all of us?
Shrugs.
I mean, to be fair, there's plenty of people who don't like magic.
Just because
Although
I
that-
have no particular love for magickas doesn't mean I'm going to fucking attack anyone. Not that
There's
retarded.
also quite a few people here are also not particularly soldiers, yet here we all are.
Oh, like sort of does like a little hand wavy thing in front of his chest. I'm well aware why people would not be fond of soldiers.
Not to distract from the sudden tension, but to remember the previous tension. That distraction.
Yes, let's roll back from one tension to another.
That distraction aside, I still am keen on accepting the responsibility for what has happened today.
Or like pinches the bridge of his nose, just like, oh fucking hell, here we go.
Like, she's adamant about that. She knows she's the
Yeah,
one who caused this whole situation to happen.
That's why he's pinching the bridge of his nose. 'Cause he's like, oh, fuck.
If it is trial and to be put to death, I understand that.
For now, you are going to be put in a holding room.
It's only fair.
And upon my son coming to consciousness, he will determine the punishment.
Very well. I see no fault in that reasoning. And she's just going to start taking off her magical items because she figured it was going to be confiscated anyways.
Are you putting them anywhere?
Basically just setting them on the table. Like she's taking off her bag of holding and taking off of her satchel and just setting them on the table because that, aside from a couple of healing potions she has directly on her person, are the only magical. Well, that and the howler. But she'll take that out and basically just drop it into her bag.
Why are you taking those off?
I assume if I'm going to be placed in a healing cell, you do not want to permit me to keep my magical items.
Holding cell, and they won't be of any use to you there, so you can hold on to them if you wish.
Alright then, that's a weird reasoning, but I'll accept it as she puts the two bags back on her shoulders.
Magic does not work in those rooms.
Alright. My bag is going to explode then.
And any attempt to escape is met with swift consequences. And he kind of turns to the sentinels, and they're kind of looking at you.
She just looks down at herself, currently still covered in blood. Yeah, I don't really think I'm gonna be escaping, Your Majesty.
Just a precaution.
Understandable.
We don't have a headsman or an executioner for that reason.
Looks at Altreus.
His hands are kind of bleeding because those nice pointed claws that he has at the tip of his gauntlets are kind of digging into the palm of his hands, and they're going in pretty far.
Can I make an insight if that's at me or if that is at the situation that happened just a moment ago?
You can if you wish.
20?
Any of you can, if you would like. Any of you can if you would like.
Yeah.
I want to know if he wants to specifically murder me, or if he wants to murder Anduel, or if he wants to murder both of us, potentially at the same time with a single punch.
Torgrim
6.
is legitimately worried that Altreus will want to kill him because, older sibling kind of mentioned, oh, why haven't you told Atreus yet? He's kind of nervously shifting around, like,
So, Miki, angry man who turns into dog is horrifyingly angry still. Makes sense.
Angry man is angry.
Angry man is angry as per usual. Annabelle, Oleg, and Torgrim, he's kind of glancing at all three of you, but specifically glancing back to Torgrim. And when he looks at Torgrim, the claws go deeper into his hand.
Oh no! Oh, Torgrim is thinking about the silver band at the back of his head that's holding his braid together. Oh no!
Altreus,
I'm
I'm
actually
sure
trying to
that
get
they will
between
be
the two of
willing
them.
to explain that situation, but they are not the cause of the current one at hand.
No response, just still staring. Dead eyes.
Torgrim is not looking at Altreus at all.
By the way, when you said the three of them, is he not even looking at Annabelle?
No, he's not looking at Miki. The rest
Oh.
of you.
Miki is innocent. Miki is the pure bird.
Miki is on the verge of tears. He's not going to death glare her
That's
in
fair.
fear of crying bird. The rest of you, however, seem to keep your composure. He wants to break that. And he thinks he's doing a good enough job on one of you.
He's literally going to have to roll an intimidation check on Oleg, because Oleg is currently not intimidated.
Okay.
He's
I can
had
do that.
Oleg has had like drill sergeants in his face yelling at him. He's going to have to try.
Will a 27 do it?
There are two people in this world that intimidate Annabelle.
Against what would you like me to roll against? Like,
A counter intimidation check, I guess, is probably the
Okay.
best to
Isn't
try
it-
and
I'm
not
gonna
break
make
face.
it. Even
Isn't
with
it
a nat
normally-
20, I'm not going to make it.
Isn't it
But I
normally a
want to
wisdom
see.
save?
Wisdom,
Typically
yes.
an insight check, if I remember, but yeah.
But if, in terms of this, if he's trying to keep face, I would consider it.
You mean Oleg? I
Yes,
just want
if
to see
Oleg
how
is
Oleg
trying to
reacting.
keep face, it would probably be a counter in terms of this.
Who can
'Cause it's
puff out their
essentially-
chest more?
It's essentially stare down.
If I have, even if I have a nat 20, it's going to be only going to be +3.
You asked me
This is
to
gonna
roll,
be-
and I roll.
No, I know, because I want to see how badly this goes for Oleg.
Natural one. Darn.
He's like 10 less. It's not too bad. He's intimidated, yeah, but
There are two people in this world that intimidate Annabelle. Altreus is not one of those two people.
Oleg at this point is just worried that Altreus is going to like attack Torgrim as well. Wait, Knight, are you there?
Yeah, I am. I'm just waiting. Just waiting if anyone has anything else to say first. Just want to let everyone have their moments.
I mean, I will also point out, like, claws digging into your palm, probably so far that they're almost poking out the back of his skin.
He doesn't care.
That's, yeah, no, like, that of itself is kind of intimidating.
Don't those gauntlets have, like, plates on the hands as well?
Yes.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. They don't exist anymore.
That's gonna ruin the
Given the-
enchantment on those gauntlets.
He has more than one pair.
That's fair.
The king kind of looks at all of you. Anything else?
Oleg looks to the others.
I know I am to be put in holding, Your Majesty, but if possible, I would like to discuss with you about what I have seen.
Very well then. I will be visiting you later on.
Oh, God. You're going to talk to him and then he's going to be like, yeah, well, you can't know any more of that now. Goodbye.
She doesn't.
he's-
She is not a dishonest person.
No, I mean along the lines of, well, I
I
can't
know.
have you knowing that.
I know.
Very well then. I'll be speaking with you later. I'll visit you holding.
Of course.
And the rest of you.
Just be happy your boy's alive.
Torgrim, despite being panicked, is going to look at Altreus and just, kind of say quietly, I think you and I got a discussion to have.
Yes. we do.
Preferably in full view of other people, so that Torgrim does not die.
Oh, he's not gonna die. Not
Or
yet.
get attacked.
Oh, don't you worry. Your little dwarf friend will be fine. Just...
Oleg looks pointedly at his hands and raises an eyebrow. Like at Altreus's hands, I mean. And just raises an eyebrow like, oh really?
Miki's gone from, like, she still looks like she's about to have a breakdown, but she's got some confusion on her face because she literally has no idea what's going on with that.
I mean, with regards to what I think they need to talk about, Oleg kind of wants to chat to Torgrim as well, and he did say that before the fight, but yeah.
Mickey has no idea, though.
Yeah, no, because just because Oleg noticed the, yeah.
Unfortunately, you three are going to have something. I need you three to do something. He looks at. Or not you three, my apologies, you two. He looks to Oleg and Mickey.
Yes, sir.
I need to have a word with you first.
Okay.
In private.
Oleg's just gonna look at him. Hey, Dad.
We'll discuss that in a different room. And he raises his hand. I would recommend holding onto your chairs.
Oleg just looks irritated now.
Oleg and Mickey have now vanished from the... And you are teleported into the throne room.
Oleg just stands up and is like, oh, for fuck's sake, I could have just walked here.
You would want to walk 77 flights up? Really?
He would prefer that than being forced to do something by magic.
Too bad, Sunshine.
Yeah, fair enough.
You're not in a position to...
Oh,
Make
no,
it so.
I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
First he turns to Mickey. Someone's here for you.
What?
You have a visitor. He's in a different room of this building. However, he's wanting to see you. I believe it's your brother.
Derek's here?
Correct.
Oh my god, his name's Derek. Seriously? I'm assuming it's not used as much out in America? Question mark?
No.
Not really.
I don't. There must be some kind of Australian joke here that I'm not getting with my stupid American mind.
There he is.
You can explain it after stream.
Oh
Apparently killing him.
I'm sorry?
well. Yeah. I'll just message part of it to you.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then he looks to Oleg. There's someone to see you as well.
Oleg just raises an eyebrow.
He kind of looks at your swords. It seems someone has a few more lessons for you.
For the first time in this whole thing, Oleg actually looks a bit relaxed.
And while this is going on, Annabelle, you are currently being picked up by the Sentinels, and they are walking you to your room.
I assume that she's basically been grabbed by both of her arms and it's just in the air. Or are they actually letting her walk?
You are not touching the ground. You are just being picked up.
Well, I'm not gonna fight this even though I'm perfectly willing to go to wherever you're taking me.
They're bringing you back the way you came, up 3 flights of stairs, and then to another room. And now that the king has left the room, you see Torgrim being the last person inside.
He's got his hands in his lap, just kind of quietly waiting.
Torl gets up and walks out. So does Applebottom. And the Shard Mine. And then you see Altras's right hand relax and unclasp. A lot of blood coming out of his hand. He reaches for the door that they all just walked out of. He walks over to you.
Internally, Torgrim is saying fuck over and over again.
He walks over to you, grabs you by the scruff of your neck, and then his right hand lights on fire.
Oh, wonderful.
And the flames are very visible in his eyes, and they look very... You ever see what an animal looks like when it sees food?
Yeah, you know what? Torgrim's willing to take this.
It looks like that, and he's just kind of
Mm.
staring into your soul. Where is she? And that's where we're gonna end the session for tonight.
Another short session.
Another short session. One, because I have to get ready to... I have to make sure everything is in order before I bring a character in. Two, because Annabelle, I still have to write out exactly everything that's going on with that room, so that way I can actually properly describe it.
I assume it's probably just a blank holding cell with anti-magic runes around it.
And then, you know, Torgrim gets to be scared for 2 weeks, by the way.
And get to explain.
And gets to explain. Yeah, you know, he's
Torgrim
kind
is
of
not.
looking...
Torgrim's gonna be really hesitant. Oh.
He was kind of looking around, and he noticed that his niece wasn't among the dead, and wasn't there at all. So, you get to have fun with that next time.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I hope everyone had fun.
Definitely.
I am prepared for another session of not saying anything, as Annabelle will be in a prison, while everyone else is out and about doing
I wouldn't be
things.
so sure if I were you.
She's gonna have a talk with the king. He said he was gonna come see her.
I know, I'm talking about like exactly in the context of the fight session where I talked at the beginning and then not through the rest of it.
You don't know, that could be a lot of bouncing around.
I don't want to do that tonight.
I'm going to say this right now, you are the main event next week.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, or not next week, next time.
Could be next week depending on how things work out.
This is fair.
Because we did do 2 sessions of my game in a row.
This is also fair. But your game is also easier to do with less people when everyone's not here. This one, not really.
Especially when you're trying to, like, introduce a new person.
Yes. Kinda need everyone for that.
Alright. I suppose we should do our shilling and outros.
Alright, well, I like to go last on that one, so Jem, do you have anything?
I mean, I assume you typically shill the Thursday game.
Yes, I do.
I mean, we don't quite... I'm assuming we're probably going to do my game next Tuesday on Night's channel. They've yet to tell me what they want to do per se, but we'll figure it out over the course of the next week and I'll get everything written down and prepared.
Listen, you include options with yours.
Yeah, because you're playing an MMORPG.
Exactly.
You have options. There are like 500 side quests that you can be doing at any one moment. Don't think you're not going to have a quest log on your HUD somewhere.
I'm trying to decide what to do.
Alright.
That's why it's taking me fucking forever.
Just need to know if you guys want to explore the cradle or leave the cradle. Then I will prepare the options from there. Anyways, so probably next Tuesday we're going to be returning to the world of Neoterra, the futuristic-styled, post-apocalyptic video game RPG that our players, and for finally giving the chance to be a player, Night Hunter, Danny, Jack Dittman,
Yep.
CJ if she is available, believe that's everyone. I think. Wait, did I say Danny? I think I said Danny.
No, you didn't.
I thought I said Danny.
You
I didn't hear
did.
it.
You did.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you,
hear it.
Dan was the. Yeah, you mentioned.
You said my name after you
Yeah.
said Knights.
Yep.
Danny's my sister. She's usually included.
I didn't hear anything, but
Anyways. Many peoples. There's robots. They recently got over being bit by spiders.
so many goddamn spiders. Burn it
Yeah,
down. Burn everything down. Everything burns.
That is actually that's what ended the fight. Fire, lots of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck that thing.
They fought a spider that at any one time had 6 heads and occasionally more or less.
Why must you do this to us?
Because you were level 2/1 and had to fight a boss with 2 level 5 NPCs, so I had to make it terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, that worked.
Also, to be fair, the first thing you put us against was like amorphous, like werewolf monstrosities.
Yes, and they were shitty in terms of HP.
That thing was compared to the fact you had 2 level 5 characters with you. Anyways, things will have less HP going forward because they are no longer in your party. But that is the thing
Good.
with the next
Maybe
Tuesday
I'll
game.
get a chance to harvest something injectable off of the next one then before it gets fucking melted.
You wouldn't have been able to harvest anything off that creature to begin with.
Yeah, no, you explained that, but yeah.
It was not worth touching. I assure you, it was not worth touching.
It's something with regards to what I talked to Ash about, but yeah.
He wants to make a thing. But that is my shilling. It dragged on much longer than I thought it would. Sorry.
Okay. Jack, do you have anything?
Yes. Next week, oh god, it's like 4 in the morning for me, so I'm just trying to think for you. About like 11 o'clock your time, Danny, because I don't know what time zone that is.
I'm
I'm
EST.
Playing over on Alvarence's channel. Mythosia is running a side game. Something similar to what Danny and Ash have played in. Taming the Rifts. I'm playing a Grave Cleric who has currently 2 level 2 spell slots left and maybe a level 3.
Yeah.
And the boss is only down to like half health.
Yeah, have fun with that
I
campaign.
don't have any more channel divinities left, guy.
Yeah, have fun with that campaign.
Yeah.
Like
And the boss just summoned more friends that have like about 200 health each, so yay, fuck us.
Like, I know I was saying that
also-
sarcastically, but legit, that is a fun campaign. So for real, have fun with
Oh yeah,
it.
so far it is fun. Shield of Faith, for anyone thinking of playing a cleric out there. Definitely would recommend using it on yourself.
Annabelle has it.
200% would recommend. Yeah, other than that, I run an unstreamed game on Mondays. We'll be running another game on Mondays very soon that may or may not be streamed, depending on what the players want to do with that.
By the
Also
way, did
possibly
everyone
end up-
properly? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say also that may end up having to be like a I'm getting up at 4 in the morning game.
Ugh.
Look, it's because there's 2 of them. One starts a bit earlier now. Need to like shift times. But yeah, that's me. I kill myself because I love D&D.
100%
Well, it's not
can
D-
relate.
It's not D&D if you're not doing blood sacrifice.
Looks at
Exactly,
hands.
yeah.
Looks at sharp, pointy D4. You little bastard.
The bloodletting tool. Usually used on the foot, though.
Fucking. I should just put this thing on an altar, and when I need to make a sacrifice, just smack it with my hand, and just yell "blood for the blood gods," and then get evicted from my apartment.
But sound like you were about to say something, Knight, so I believe you go next with if you've got anything to announce and all that.
So, I hope you've all leveled up, first and foremost.
Yeah, I did that a little while ago.
Okay. Um, next thing is just, yeah, I might stream tomorrow, I think.
Hmm?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how things go. Also, my energy
Whee!
levels. But yeah.
Alrighty.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And Small.
No, I don't have anything.
Alright, so I guess then the last shill is me. Provided things stay the way they are for things going on in real life behind the scenes for me, we will be back again on this channel on Thursday at, it is 7 p.m., correct, Jem?
On Thursday, yeah, it's 7 p.m. if we can start then. Otherwise, it'll be around 7:30 or 8.
Okay.
Depends on everyone's availability.
Okay, yeah. So, 7 p.m. EST on this same channel. We will be back Thursday for session 4 of Scattered Realms.
They on an island.
Yeah, an island that is home to a none too friendly critter.
Yeah.
But we'll just have to wait and see how that goes when we get there. So, I think that's everything.
I think so.
Alrighty, then I believe we should be saying our goodbyes then for the weekend. We'll see y'all in, at least with this particular crew, we'll see y'all again in 2 weeks.
This is gonna be interesting.
Yes, it will be.
Also, hopefully, it's the person I'm thinking of not.
Yeah.
Yes, this is gonna be interesting discussion.
I get to wax
someone fell
philosophical
asleep.
bullshit.
Yay!
Yeah.
All during a sword fight, hopefully.
Yep.
Alright, but I think with that we should just all say our goodbyes and then we'll head out for the night.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everyone.
Archer.
Goodbye.
Everything dies.
Oh boy. Now you've got a Corpse Bride song stuck in my head. Thank you very much.
Down, we all passed away.
Yup, that one. Alright, but yes. See y'all later this week, so bye everybody.
Bye.
Oh.